Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again with one of the best decks to learn in Clash Royale. This deck was played at over 8,500 trophies last season by the best Mortar player in the entire world, Igor. If you guys haven't seen the leaderboards recently, a lot of people are starting to play it. Currently, the number 3 player in the world, Melody, is also playing this deck. So what makes the deck so strong? It's simple. You're always on offense while being on defense at the same time. Mortar is one of those unique cards that allows you to hit your opponent's tower while defending against balloons, hog riders, whatever win condition comes at you. They also have to defend their own tower because then the mortar will shoot at them as well. After you defend with bats, you can throw a miner in front of that and then have a huge counter push that your opponent has to deal with. They have to drop something in the back to deny all damage from the miner and something in the front to make sure the bats don't lock onto the tower. Meanwhile, you're gonna have the mean Golden Knight dashing in front of the tower. If they drop anything nearby, that will do massive damage. You can also chip your opponents out with fire spirits, which are super annoying because it always costs more elixir to defend than it's actually worth. And of course, the musketeer, one of the highest damage dealing cards for 4 elixir. If you guys don't have Golden Knight leveled up and you want to play this on ladder, you can also run Valkyrie or Dark Prince instead. This is one of the best decks in Clash Royale, so let's go jump straight to some games and assert dominance. I upload daily videos on the channel, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss out. And a huge thanks to everyone that's using creator code SIRTAG to support the channel. Number 3 player in the entire world right now, and Igor at the end of the season at over 8,500 trophies. It's good for a reason. So time to test it out and challenges ourselves and see how strong it can be. If we go for a fire spirit and we force out some extra elixir like an ice wizard, that's a lot of elixir invested that he does not want to spend. Oh, dude, I can click the Golden Knight ability.
Now's your chance.
And lock on the tower if you don't drop a Valkyrie. He wasn't ready. That's awesome. He's gonna go and try to tornado that to the King Tower, but the Golden Knight is too thick out here, and he is not having any of that. So if you guys want to know how to play Mortar in this type of matchup, is you don't really keep a high elixir count. You're always making sure that you are at a limited amount of elixir and applying pressure to your opponent, so then they're uncomfortable.
Oh no.
So he might have to go in for like a Valkyrie or cycle a Baby Dragon on this, and then we're going to go for a Fire Spirit immediately in the other side to bait out another 4 elixir card that he has to drop to counter a Fire Spirit, or he takes 300 damage, which is obviously not something that he wants to do. But you steadily chip away at your opponent to the point that they don't have any elixir to deal with your low elixir cards, and you're going to get positive elixir trades because your cards are just more efficient than theirs. That's how we play this game. Never letting this guy build up enough elixir to go in for the graveyard. So if he goes in for a Baby Dragon right now, it's going to go right into a Musketeer. That's a negative trade for him because then he also has to deal with the Musketeer on the counter push. And now because he's at such a low elixir count, I can go for a Mortar as well on the other side. So he has to deal with the Musketeer that's about to get 2 hits on the tower. He also has to drop elixir on top of the Mortar, and I can log to finish off all of the skeletons, so then the Mortar locks onto the tower immediately, forcing out even more elixir faster. So he wasn't able to get the Ice Wizard down because I dropped the log on top of the skeletons. So since the skeletons weren't distracting, we pick up another free 600 damage from that Mortar, which is wonderful, right? If the Mortar would ever shoot, that Ice Wizard is slowing us down like crazy. So I'm going to Fire Spirit here on top of the Ice Wizard, and we can go in for another Golden Knight. Definitely want a Miner in the back because he's not going to have elixir to deal with everything at once. If we can pull back the Valkyrie or get him to Tornado, then it's going to cost too much elixir. I also thought he might Tornado instead of dropping the Baby Dragon, so I was going to go in for a Musketeer and play very aggressive here. And now, even though he gets that Tornado activation, he has to deal with, you know, the Mortar coming at him. The Musketeer likely going to be able to finish that off with the Fire Spirit and Bats. So this is really wonderful. I wonder, yeah, no, he has to go Ice Wizard on their side, and that's not going to give him any value to finish off the Mortar. It's going to take a ton of damage in the process. So the way I'm going to play this is if you cycle a Valkyrie, I can go in for a Miner in the spot that your King Tower isn't able to hit it, the safe spot, and I'm not going to click the ability too early on. If I finish off your Barbarian Barrel, then I can use my ability at a later stage and get more value from it. So I'm going to go in for a Mortar here. It pulls the Valkyrie. It also potentially locks onto the tower. And as you guys can see, he's running the graveyard deck, but he wasn't able to graveyard once on our side of the map. And that's what you want to accomplish if you're running this type of deck. All the best graveyard players in the world complain about Mortar right now, specifically because they never get a chance to graveyard. I feel a little bit bad for this dude. He didn't even have a chance. Mr. Francisco. So what's up, dude? Obviously, we are going to keep up the aggression as fast as possible, furiously spamming our Fire Spirit and making this man burst up in rage and flames.
How long are you prepared to keep?
So the only thing I dislike right now is I don't have any small spell to eliminate those skeletons, so I'm just going to eat some damage. It is what it is. It be how it be. If I can pull back the Golden Knight here and make sure that we tank for the bats for a little bit of time, this would be a vibe. I'm going to click the Golden Knight ability so we can dash onto the tower. Please, let's go. Yes. Are you joking, dude? That's horrible for you. Sometimes people just don't respect the Golden Knight and feel like they can drop their counters to it a little bit later. And if that happens, they just lose the game. Like, there's literally no way that this guy can come back. It's cool to play a siege deck like ours that also has destructive firepower, allowing you to win the game from the very start. So if you guys want to play one of the best decks in the game, I would highly encourage you guys to pick up this Mortar deck. I went for a Fire Spirit, so then this guy wasn't able to have the Golden Knight ability go and dash on my tower. If he was going to dash onto something, it would hit the Fire Spirit and nothing else. Be a 1-for-1 trade, which wouldn't be that bad, I think. I think I can poison this. You'd never be afraid to go in for poisons on top of, balloons or skeleton barrels or annoying cards that are coming at you if you don't have anything else in cycle. Gotta drop what you have to have, and you just need to defend at all costs. Sometimes preserving damage is more important than preserving elixir, and that specific situation with a control deck like ours, that's what we do. So I'm just gonna take the tower here, and we will walk with win. There's really nothing that this guy can do. We have a 1,500 damage lead, and we're just gonna ride it out to the very end.
A few inches later.
More mortars equals more wins. I feel like I'm just building a mortar empire out here. Cycling as many of those as possible, securing the bag, securing the win feels amazing. Especially if you play into log bait. Most of the time they're gonna have like an Inferno Tower, which would be a -1 trade to counter the mortar. That's even if they can lock onto the mortar because you've got so many distractions with the bats. Super easy matchup. Let's bounce on to the next one. All right, we got a game against a freak apparently. All right, dude. Well, I'm going to go for a Fire Spirit. We're going to make you freak out. You're not going to be happy. That thing's going to lock onto your tower, dealing a lot of damage. Usually opponents, when they see that, they're like, ah, man, it's going to be another Royale Hogs deck. But, the meta's evolved. We're kind of running something different, dude. All right, I'm going to log that. I should have logged on top of the Goblin Drill as well, but it is what it is. I might be able to go in for a Bats counter push with the Miner in the right-hand side and then dissect him surgically with the Golden Knight in the other lane. I don't think he's ready. Oh, come on. All right, you know what? I'm going to go in for a Mortar here because I'm up a lot of Elixir. As you guys can see, a common theme in almost every single matchup. When I'm up Elixir, I'm going to get a lot of damage. I don't have to respond to the Hunter. I know that either the Golden Knight is going to do him dirty or we're going to do him dirty with the Mortar. So he had to pick. Which way do you want to take 1,000 damage? And, he chose kind of correctly, but at the same time, also incorrectly. I think he could have dealt with the Golden Knight first and then dropped the cannon cart far enough away so it would have soaked up all of the mortar shots. That's what I would have done there. But a lot of people, in the heat of the moment, they're going to make misplays and allow you to get 700 damage. So I'm going to go for Musketeer, and then I'm going to log. I want to be able to damage this down to the point that I can log and kill all of the goblins. It's like any spawner. The Goblin Drill behaves similarly. If you finish it off with the log, then all of the goblins will pop with that log as well. So you always want the log to be the thing that kills the Goblin Drill. All right, so I can go Golden Knight here and then continue to spam on the other side. Specifically because he's got a Goblin Drill deck, he might end up having poison or something, so I don't want to give him poison value on top of our mortar, so that's why I'm going other side. If you play against someone that's got Graveyard or, anything that has the ability of poisoning you, you don't want to give them the availability of doing that, It's just not necessarily going to be beneficial. So I'm going to Fire Spirit since it costs less Elixir than logging. I think the mortar does lock onto the tower here. That was definitely a misplay on our opponent's end. I can go in for a Musketeer afterward. Ooh, oopsie. This guy's giving us a little bit of cheeky BM. I love it, man. That gets me fired up, When we make a misplay, I'm ready to bounce back and destroy you, sir. So I'm going to go for Mortar here when I get the chance. Not going to do that too soon, but I will drop it to counter the Fire Spirit and the Hunter. And then I can go for Bats, follow up with a Miner here, and then go in for a Goblin Drill counter with the Golden Knight. I don't think that Goblin Drill was in the right spot. I think he definitely messed that up. If you drop it in the back, it's really easy for us to counter. So I can go in for a Musketeer. I'm not going to click the ability too soon. I want to go in for another Mortar. Notice how he switched to go same side as us. That was what he was supposed to do the entire time, and that was what we were trying to avoid. Oh, really, really good play from our opponent there. I'm going to go for Bats and then another Miner. I think he's going to get Hunter down. We'll have to wait and see if that happens. Ooh, Bandit. All right, I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought he was going to try to Hunter on the Bats or something, but he did not. We can go for a Musketeer. Got that down, going for a Golden Knight, and then log as soon as we can to finish off the goblins so they don't lock onto my tower. Got to use the Golden Knight ability so then we can get some more damage. Definitely want to start going other side. I can't continue to go in that lane if I want to win the game. Going in the same side as our opponent in this matchup is going to be miserable for me. So I'm going to try to get damage with those Bats. If they can lock onto the tower, they can secure a bit of an advantage for me. So again, I'm going to go for a Musketeer. I want to go in for a Golden Knight and then Fire Spirit on that and then Bats. So I'm going to eat some damage from the Bandit, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That was really not what I wanted to see. Every single time this guy gets damage, he BMs me. So You guys already know this guy is a frisky and frivolous sir. I think that's going to lock onto the tower. So, you know, you kind of deserve that damage, brother. How's that make you feel? Golden Knight popping through, doing... Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous value. That was absurd value. Love beating BMers. I can go in for another mortar here. I want to go in for a miner in front. Maybe catch his hunter. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to work out in our favor. If I can pull back the bandits, then the mortar splashes onto the tower. That's even better. I think that's what's happening. I'm going to go for a musketeer. So then I hope that I can go and kill the bandit and then have everything get really close so we can get the mortar to connect to the tower. I'm not playing this my best, but I don't think I need to play it my best to beat him. I think I just need to get one more mortar shot here. And that's what I'm vibing with. The mortar will connect to the tower. I'm able to get a poison down and I walk away with the win. So we're just going to give him the oh no, no, no and the shovel of shame because, you know, his bad plays were to blame and he played worse than me. So we walk away with the win. I love beating people that are mean in game because the bounce back, it's just so surreal. On to the next one. So we have no clue what this guy's going to have. Usually just want to play really aggressive. And this guy is playing more aggressive than me. At least I'm able to pull back the hog riders.
What the hell am I doing?
So I wonder if log plus mortar is able to finish that hog rider off. Nah, I think that the hog rider might get a hit on my tower. It's really close. Never mind. Okay. He didn't go in for a zap, didn't go for a snowball. We're chilling. We're here for it. That's good. That's definitely very, very good. Maybe I can go for a miner plus bats on the left-hand side because he doesn't have ice golem cycle. He doesn't have ice spirit. So if you don't have those, maybe you only have like fireball to kill that. I don't know. I'd love to see a fireball. Let's go. I knew that was going to happen. So you got to identify what your opponent's probably going to have judging on their deck. Since I saw a Hog Rider deck, and, you know, most of the time the two great small air answers are going to be Ice Golem and Ice Spirit. If you don't have those in cycle, I'm going to take full advantage of that and get a massive positive elixir trade. And then also, because I'm up elixir right now, I'm going to go for a miner, try to body block the musketeer. Maybe I can even go for bats so then the mortar doesn't die. And wait. That mortar is going to be able to kill the musketeer and the skeletons, so then I'm able to get a lock onto the tower. He's going to have to Hog Rider, but the Hog Rider gets too close. So I can log that back so we can maybe even get another hit with the mortar. I'm hoping that that works out. No, I got to go for miner on defense so the Ice Spirit doesn't ruin me. That was really, really well played. That would have given an extra hit. And it forced out a 3 elixir investment that I just did not want to drop. So really well played on our opponent's end. Credit where credit is due. But I am ready to just destroy him because we have an amazing matchup again. I feel like every time I play Mortar, I'm looking at him like, wow, I'm having one of the best matchups of my life. Like, what is our opponent supposed to do here? Yeah, they can go for a Hog Rider when I don't have Mortar at my starting hand, and then they can get pretty lucky with a good starting hand. But that's the only thing that's scary, you know? Like, even then, I feel like I can claw my way back. He's going to go, like, Ice Golem here. I don't want to go in for my ability. I don't want to be stupid. Usually, like, using the ability, locking onto an Ice Golem is just a waste of elixir, so I'm never going to do that. I'm going to go in for a Fire Spirit here. Oh, really well played with another Ice Spirit. So this guy's a good player. I think this is the best player that we've played against so far. You know, it kind of makes sense. You know, as you, like, grind up in the grand challenges, you're going to be playing against better and better players every single time. We're gradually whittling him away, and I think we can have our way here. I don't think that's the smart decision, though. I'm going to have to go for Golden Knight and a log, and I hopefully hit a Hog Rider. Wow, he switched it up and went other side. Super smart player. Super smart decision. I'm going to go for a Mortar on defense just because... Oh, no, it doesn't... No! I thought that the Musketeer was within range. That is so sad. That is really unbelievably satisfying for him and horrible for me. So I'm going to click the ability. It can get some damage, but I don't know. And I don't even hit the timing correctly. So I'm just getting outplayed. I'm really not playing this game correctly. Sometimes you don't play your best, and we're going to be putting ourselves to the ultimate test. Can I win while playing terribly? I missed the Mortars 2 times in a row. As you guys can see, I don't play Mortar that often. So it is one of my probably worst win conditions to play multiple times in a row. Also, I dropped that way higher because I was like, okay, my mother Mortar is body blocking it. I could have waited maybe. That is what it is. I'm able to get the Hog Rider to not get that last hit, which is extremely important. Then I can go in for a poison here and then miner in front and then click the ability because he's probably going to go in for skeletons. I want to log those and then click the ability and then lock onto the tower. Oh, it didn't dash. It dashed onto a musketeer that was already dead. Are you kidding me right now? That's just really unlucky. I don't have anything other to say than that was just super unlucky. At least he has to fireball to break through this, so then he can't fireball the musketeer. Well, he's not going to be able to fireball anything anymore. He's going to go for skeletons to shut down our miner, so I'm going to preemptively poison. Try to get some value here. If the musketeer locks tower, then I win the game. I don't think it's going to be an issue because I can go in for another mortar and then pull back his Hog Rider and then just go in for one more huge connection and walk away the win. Unless he gets really, really spicy and goes in for a Hog Rider here and gets a ton of damage, which I just don't think is possible since we've got bats on the field and I've got not Ice Spirit, Fire Spirit, a whole bunch of other shenanigans. I will walk away with a dominant W. I'm going to go for a Miner. I'm going to go for a Log, and this should be enough to seal his fate. There's no way that you're going to have enough elixir to stop me here, dude, especially because I can go in for another Mortar and then go for another Poison. So despite me not playing well in that game, I'm still going to show it, guys, because you don't always play your best in Clash Royale, but if I still win every single game today, it shows that this deck is utterly dominant. I guess there's a reason that this deck is played at the top of the world. Even if you don't play your best, you're still gonna win. On to the next one, Willie the Whale. Okay, dude, I love it. I love his name. I love his actual clan name. Everything about him, I appreciate him. We're gonna give him some love because I feel like he deserves it. He's one creative sir. So I'm gonna go in for the Miner here, and unfortunately, most people will predict that every single time, so you know, I would never really want to cycle my Miner unless I had to. I would always go for Log or Fire Spirit because it's less likely to get predicted. I'm going to go for Musketeer here, and then I'll go for a Fire Spirit because he's going to click the ability. Oh, no, he didn't click the ability. Now he's going to click the ability because the Fire Spirit died. But he played that really well. As you get into later games and Grand Challenges, everyone that you're going to be playing against knows how to play the game a little bit better than the last guy. Okay, this guy still gave me damage. Very, very good for me. I don't think that the E-Barb is going to be able to one-tap that. Oh, let's go, baby. That's luck. That is pure luck. I'm not going to say that's skill because I'd be lying to you guys. The fact that the E-Barb did not slap my Musketeer silly delivered me some extremely beneficial elixir trade. So I'm here for that every time. I'm going to get the Mortar to lock onto the tower. And, yep, he didn't drop his Golden Knight fast enough, which is phenomenal for me. I don't like the fact that I also am going to eat some Royal Ghost damage, but
Can't touch me.
it is what it is. It be how it be, my dudes. That's a lot of Royal Ghost damage. Dude, what the heck? Oh, because it went invisible. That's so annoyed. Okay, so I'm going to have to poison here. He's not going to drop anything near the tower. I'm still going to click the ability so then I can hit both E-Barbs. Oh, I only hit one E-Barb. Did I just lose? Well, guys, I messed up. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh, no. There's no way I'm coming back from that. That's like 1,000 damage on my tower. Oh, my gosh. Well, you can't overcommit when you know your opponent has elite barbarians. That is the #1 rule of the duel. If you don't know, now you know. And you guys definitely did know that already. I just proven my point that sometimes people in GCs later on, as far as you can get up, they're going to be a lot better players. So well played for him. I can't believe I just said well played for Consequently Elite Barbarians, but I think it was actually a good play. I'm going to try to click the ability early so then he can't dash on my Musketeer. So I just wanted to separate them as much as possible so we can force out more elixir. Dude, you are just playing out of your mind with those Elite Barbarians. I've never seen someone play Elite Barbarians well, but this guy is doing it. I don't appreciate it one bit. The fact that he has been able to get value from them every single time is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm going to go for the Mortar, hopefully in the side of the 2, and maybe we can make something happen here. If the Mortar locks, then we're vibing. Go for a Golden Knight as well. Got to go in for a Miner on defense and then go in for bats and then pray that this will work out in the end. You don't think it's going to work out? Oh my gosh, the Golden Knight just crossed the entire Antarctica. That means it's just traveled around the world. Okay. Honestly, I can't even be upset here. This is a fun game. GG and well played to our opponent. You can't win every single game you play, and I lost this one in the end. Very, very well played to him. The fact that the Golden Knight did me dirty and dashed all the way around the world just shows that it's one of the best cards in the entire game. We won so many games because of him, and we lost the last one because of him as well. And honestly, if I played that a little bit better and didn't overcommit as much as I did into Elite Barbarians, I definitely would have won that one too. The good thing about this deck is you can always improve. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily content, and have an awesome rest of your day.